That's Criminal Records here in Atlanta, Georgia. I was just in there picking up some stuff, so let's see what I got. Greetings, y'all. Welcome to another episode. So what I'm doing today is another one of my record store visits, but this is part one of like a 3-part series because I've been working down in Florida and this hurricane was coming in, so the job decided to move us up to, send a bunch of people home. They sent me to Georgia. I'm here in a town called Newnan, Georgia. Newnan! And so I'm maybe like 40 minutes south of Atlanta. So since I'm here for the week and just kind of chilling out, waiting for the hurricane to blow by, I decided to go on a little bit of a record store tour, if you will. And I just drove up there to Atlanta and hit a couple of record stores. And this is going to be part one of a 3-part series. The first record store that I hit was Criminal Records, which I had seen before when I was in that area about a year ago, but I didn't go in, and so this time I made it a point to visit them. I got there right when they opened. It's a really big store. It doesn't look like it is from the outside, but it's pretty deep, so to say. Really excellent selection, a lot of vinyl, good amount of CDs. They also have like comic books and stuff like that as well. You know, I really enjoyed the store. I kind of dug through all the CDs. That's what I was mainly looking for. Then I kind of moved over to the vinyl just to take a look, even though I really didn't want to pick up any vinyl. But found some really good stuff. Like I said, the selection was really good. Prices were excellent. You know, really good prices on everything. And so, let's check out what I got at Criminal Records. From 2004, we get the Poly-6 and Poly-6 or Die. This was $3.97 in the used bin. I had, I think, one song by this band called, it's a cover of the Suzi Quatro song Wild One, which I heard on a college radio station years ago. And I probably like 2004 or 5, I want to say. And I really liked the song. There was something really catchy about it. They're kind of like techno punk, kind of like synth punk, kind of that kind of sound. I think they describe themselves as like techno pogo punk, which sounds kind of whatever, but it really kind of fits because their music's got that kind of sound to it that would make you kind of want to be pogoing, you know. But anyways, I heard this song on Wild One on the college radio station. I didn't know what it was, and I really kind of dug it. And so when I got home, I was driving. When I got home, it was a college radio station, so I called them up and directly talked to the DJ who played it. And I just remember asking what was that, and I remember describing the song as sort of sounding like it came from like a Super Mario Brothers or something. It's kind of got that sound to it. And the person told me, and I don't know, somewhere I dug up that song and I had it and I really liked it, but that was all I really knew from them. So when I saw this in the the bins there and the band name, I was like, wait, that's them, and I pulled it out and I was just like, it's $4. I don't have anything else by them, give it a shot. And this, I think, is like a compilation of a bunch of songs from different albums and stuff from them. And I've listened to it. Some of these CDs and stuff that I picked up on this little record store tour, I haven't totally gotten a chance to listen to just yet, or just maybe a little bit here and here. This is their pictures from the discography there and stuff. Some pictures and stuff in the lyrics in the book. I don't know if I mentioned they're from Japan. It's pretty interesting. They do a cover of My Sharona on here, which is kind of cool. I don't know if, because the other song that I know by them is the cover of Wild One, and this has got a cover of My Sharona. I don't know if that's something that they do a lot of, but it's pretty cool. I really like this. Kind of, interesting to finally hear like a full album compilation by this band. 1986, we get the Feelies and The Good Earth. This is their second album. 6 years after their debut. I don't know what the reason was behind such that long break there. It's a New Jersey band. They're a band that like I was familiar with the name but didn't really know any of their music until a few years ago. I picked up their debut. I think it's called Crazy Rhythms, and I don't know. I just finally, maybe I found it really cheap and said, let me give it a shot, or I just decided like, hey, you know, I've heard about this band so many times. Let me just finally buy a record from them, and picked it up, and I really liked it. And then I've just kind of been slowly, if I ever come across a Feelies record while I'm out shopping, I always pick it up, and here we go, we got another one. And they're a really good band, you know. They're kind of alternative, kind of that college rock, you know, sound. I think the last time I talked about them in one of these videos, I kind of compared them or like put them in the same sort of, you know, wheelhouse as like REM and Replacements. And, you know, speaking of REM, Peter Buck co-produced this record, Peter Buck from REM. This is my receipt that just came. I had stuffed in there. So, you know, for the most part, you know, around $3 to $5 for these used CDs. So not too bad at Criminal. And I also got a couple of stickers as well. But anyways, back to the Feelies. You know, early CDs, not too much in here. A lot of their songs, I always kind of feel like they have these songs that just have this kind of like slow build, and then they just kind of get revving, you know. But I really like these guys, and they're still out there playing live. And just the last like year, or maybe even before COVID, but I know like the last year, I saw like I had an opportunity maybe to see them once or twice, but I always just wasn't home, so I didn't get the chance to see them live. But they're still out there playing shows. I definitely one of these days hope to check them out. 2002, we get Corner Shop and their album Hand Cream for a Generation. Interesting title. Corner Shop, we know from their kind of, what, I guess mid-90s hit Brimful of Asha, a really catchy tune. Didn't know anything else by them. I picked up that record not too long ago, a couple years ago, and I really liked it. So I saw this there, $2.97, $3, not too bad, and decided to give a shot. And this is their follow-up to that record that had Brimful of Ash on it. So I was like, you know, probably ain't too bad, and it's good. I like it, you know, kind of that jangly kind of pop, catchy stuff by these guys. And this one, what I've heard so far, is pretty good. You know, they've got some kind of eclectic sounds in there as well. Images for the songs, representing the songs on here. I like the one song is called, where is it? Something, yeah, Lessons Learned from Rocky 1 to Rocky 3. That's funny. But really good. The interesting thing about this one is that, speaking of Brimful, like Brimful of Asha was such a catchy song. I don't know what it did on like the Billboard like top 40, but it certainly was played on like alternative radio quite a bit, and MTV played that video constantly. But there's this one tune on here called Staging the Plaguing of the Raised Platform, which is a bit of a mouthful, but that song, when I heard it, I was like, it's a really hooky, kind of catchy tune, and I was like, you know, I don't know if they released it as a single, but I was like, that should have gotten just as much airplay as Brimful of Asha, because it's that good, that catchy. I don't know, maybe the title just kind of tripped it up, or I don't know, maybe they just didn't release it as a single, I'm not sure, but yeah, good record. 2004, we have the Donnas, and this kind of special version of the Gold Medal. I think this was maybe like their second like major label release. They signed with Atlantic, and put out a couple records, maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't think their run at the major label level was that great. I mean, I think they did okay chart-wise, but I don't know. I get the feeling like maybe it wasn't a great experience for them. But you know, not a bad record. It was cool. I just picked this up. I had this years ago and I got rid of it. I don't know why or what I did with it, but I saw this there and I decided to pick it up because I did kind of like this record. And this cover, it's like kind of done up like an old blacklight poster. This is even, obviously you can't. We don't have Feel-O-Vision on this channel. I'm sorry. You have to go to one of the other YouTube channels for that. But this is like that felt. It's like exactly like a blacklight, poster or whatever. I don't know. I'm curious. I wonder if I had like a black light bulb, if this actually would like glow like one of those. But it's pretty cool. And this is also, on top of that, this is a CD. DVD, like one size of CD. You flip it over, it's a DVD. On the DVD's got a music video, making video, and then it's got some like surround sound versions of the album and stuff like that, which is kind of interesting. I kind of remember them doing a little bit of this back then, mid 2000s, but I don't know that it really kind of took off. But anyways, you take it out of that's just a slipcase, then you have the regular CD like that. And there's the CD DVD. But pretty good. They were like kind of like a punk hard rock band. Originally, it was funny, always funny to me, because originally there's just some information mostly about the CD, DVD stuff. But it was interesting because I think when they started out, the Donnas, they all took on the name of Donna, and then whatever their last name was, like one of them was Donna R, and then there was like Donna A, and blah blah blah, and kind of almost like a tip of a hat to the Ramones, who all took on the surname the Ramones. But it was funny because I feel like when they signed with Atlantic, like a major label, I think that's when suddenly it's like, okay guys, we're gonna get rid of that and use your real names. But I kind of noticed that, and I don't know, it seemed like the kind of thing a major label would do. It's like taking the fun out of rock, what I mean? It's a fucking rock band. Let them call themselves all the Donna if they want, who cares? But anyways, good one. My favorite tune on this is the title track, The Gold Medal. I really like it. 1998, we get the Beautiful South and their album Quench. And if you can see this green sticker there, this was 50 cents. I picked up a handful of Beautiful South CDs over the last couple of years, and they kind of formed after I was going to say something, dissolving of the House Martins. I almost said an even dumber word than that, probably dissolving. But a really good band, kind of, alternative rock, kind of pop, kind of sound to them. I picked up a bunch of their records, and I saw this one there, and it's really scratched up. The CD's really scratched up, but 50 cents, I was like, I'll take a chance on it, and it's fine. I popped it in the computer and listened to it a bit, and it sounded fine. So another good one by the Beautiful South here, adding to the collection. From 1986, we got some vinyl. We got the Pandoras and their album Stop Pretending. It's interesting what Criminal Records does with a lot of their used records. They kind of have them in plastic, and they put these little cards on them that tells you if it's an original pressing, grades the vinyl, album name, artist, year that it was released. Kind of cool. I think it was like sealed, so you can bring it up to the counter and they'll open it up for you or whatever. But that's kind of giving you a heads up. But so the Pandoras, they were kind of like a rock band, kind of part of that same scene. Like I guess the Bangles kind of came from that. They called in Los Angeles like a Paisley Underground. And I'm sure there's some people watching this who are familiar with Kim Shattuck from the Muffs. This was her band pre the Muffs. And then Melanie, I believe, is down here. She was also from the Muffs, in the original version of the Muffs, and then she left. But this was their band before that. Paula Pierce, who I believe that's Paula. This is her band. She was the one leading the way, and she unfortunately passed away on, I think, 91, which is kind of a bummer. But Kim and Melanie had moved on at that point. They kind of left to start kind of forming the Muffs. This is just in plastic here. There's your vinyl for all you. So I'm not really familiar with any of this material on here, but you know, they were kind of like, you know, that kind of alternative rock, you know. And I think why Kim and Melanie ultimately left is because I think the band started going in more of almost like a hair metal kind of path, you know, and I don't think they were really down with that, and they weren't too crazy about that. I mean, the band seemed like they were like one of those bands that were like, people were always expecting to really kind of bust out of the scene and go big. I think they were on, like, they did TV appearances and stuff, but you know, it just never really happened for them. But you know, I saw this there. It was like $15 and in really good condition. You know, and I'm such a huge fan of Kim's and everything, so I just decided I gotta pick this up, no question. So I grabbed it, and the funny thing was, I posted in a like a Muffs fan group or whatever on Facebook. I posted a picture of this after I picked it up, like, hey everybody, look what I picked up at Criminal Records. And some dude left a comment, like, he's like, what time were you there? Like, I just flew in from Chicago and I went there, and I was at the store at like 4 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I was there at like noon when they opened. So I was like, because that dude might have, if he had beat me to the store, he might have grabbed this and I wouldn't have gotten it. So good for me, right? So anyways, that's my pickups from Criminal Records. By all means, check them out if you're there. Great record shop. I'm sure you'll find some stuff. Price is really reasonable. Selection awesome. So check out Criminal Records the next time you're in Lake Atlanta and have some time to kill. Or if you don't, just go check them out. How about that? Anyways, thanks a ton for watching. Let me know, you know, since I really haven't gotten to dig into any of these, I would love to hear your comments. Any of these records you're familiar with, let me know what tunes to check out, what songs you like and everything. And, you know, thanks again. And like I said, there's going to be 2 more episodes coming up of my little Georgia record store tour that I did this day. And so please tune into them as well. And we'll see you another time. Well, we'll see you then, hopefully. All right, whatever. See you later.